what made you want to add a fourth hour to Morning Joe?
Well, as you can see, 3 hours, there's not enough time in the day for him and talking.
Yeah.
So why not 4?
Yeah.
Why not 5?
Why not 5? You are really good at it, though.
Well, it's very nice.
He's amazing.
You're both great. But
Speaking of good at something.
Yes.
Questlove not here.
Oh, my God.
Man.
No, but Questlove, yeah,
Summer of Soul.
We told him to stay in LA. He just won a Grammy. Again, he won an Oscar last week, and he won a Grammy last night. I'm like,
amazing.
Take the week, buddy.
Amazing.
Joe's shout out to Questlove after his documentary, Summer of Soul, won an Oscar and a Grammy in the past 2 weeks. At first, it got overshadowed by Will Smith slapping Chris Rock over a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith.
I haven't heard about that.
This morning, Will Smith's career could now be in trouble, with Netflix and Sony pumping the brakes on at least 2 action films he's set to star in. But it's not just the Oscars. The Grammys are also facing backlash after Louis C.K. won Best Comedy Album on Sunday, despite admitting to sexual misconduct in the past.
Joining us now, founding partner at the media venture Puck, Matthew Bellany. He's an entertainment lawyer and former editor for The Hollywood Reporter. So, Matthew, let's start with Will Smith. Obviously, there was going to be some response from Hollywood to what he did in terms of his future projects. How big is the damage, though, for a guy who is so well established? Can he just weather this storm by sitting out on the sidelines for a year or so?
That is the huge question right now. I would say he's definitely paused all of his acting opportunities, and he's got a film that is already shot that was scheduled to come out later this year called Emancipation. That is from Apple. We'll see what they do with that film. But right now, he's not taking any acting gigs, and I don't think any are being offered to him. He's also a prolific producer, though, and the question will be, can his company continue to produce projects, even though he himself is under this cloud of scrutiny and really kind of ostracized.
So Matthew, tell us, what is the current climate in Hollywood for Will Smith? It seems like a lot of people following a lot of people. He slaps Chris Rock. He gets his award. He gets a standing ovation for about a day. Everybody seems frozen. Jim Carrey and a couple other people come out and criticize him. Then it seems to go the other way, and now he's seeming to face this pretty intense backlash. What's your sense of this? Where is sort of official Hollywood right now?
I think people, for lack of a better word, are pissed. They're very upset still, and they're embarrassed by the whole situation. The fact that the entire world is talking about this debacle at the Oscars and all of these Hollywood liberals that preach anti-violence and, this kind of enlightened worldview, and then you see this happen on stage, and then everyone give him a standing ovation. So I think that is really the issue now. He stepped down from the Academy on Friday. He resigned. But there's still this procedure going on where they could discipline him. And on April 18th, we'll know whether the Academy will bar him from future Oscars, bar him from being nominated for future Oscars. And then I think from there, we'll start to see whether he can crawl back and kind of grasp at his career. Keep in mind, some public surveys have come out that show that about 50% of the country still have a favorable view of him. So it's not like he is, that's way down from what they used to think, but it's still not nothing. So there is a base here from which to mount a comeback.
So, Matthew, let's talk about Louis C.K. at the Grammys. He won for Best Comedy Album. That album was sort of his comeback album after nearly 5 years after the allegations against him made in 2017. Some backlash to his victory. What more can you tell us?
I think the Recording Academy is very embarrassed by this. I mean, keep in mind, they don't, the members nominate and select the winners. The Recording Academy sort of has to live with it. And, the Grammys have always done this. There's always a couple of embarrassing winners, and it's usually in the categories like this where people don't know who to vote for the comedy album, so they vote for the person they've heard of. And people have certainly heard of Louis C.K. It may be a bit of an endorsement for his comeback. As you mentioned, this comedy album wasn't just any comedy album. It was him addressing the scandal and talking about his efforts to come back. So maybe there was a bit of an endorsement there of his, contrition and him saying, yes, I apologize, and this is how I'm coming back. But, it's not a great look.
All right, Matthew Bellany, thank you so much for coming on, keeping us up to date. I think that segment we keep.
No, that's good.
I like that.
Good segment. We like Matthew.
Yeah, we'll keep that one.
Okay.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.